Hi, everyone. This is Pam Torrey from Engage, and you're listening to the Engaged podcast. We know tech is changing the way people market and sell now more than ever. And on this show, I sit down with sales and marketing thought leaders and experts to learn how you can create, share, and measure your way to success. Today, I'm sitting down with Erika Vumback, an expert sales manager at Get the Referral, who is here to share her sales expertise and some insights into today's sales world. Thanks for joining us, Erika.
No problem. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're really excited to have you on because not only are you a great partner to us, Get the Referral is an awesome partner in the Engage landscape, but you also sit at a really interesting part of the sales cycle for our customers and really help them to get high quality leads from a source that everybody always talks about. Everybody's always like, oh, I want more referrals. I want more referrals. They close at such a high rate. But how do you actually get more referrals? How do you get those customers in the door? So I'm really excited to talk to you today. So to kick things off, can you give our listeners just a snapshot of your background and how you got to your role today at Get the Referral?
Yeah, absolutely. So after I graduated Fresno State, I moved down to San Diego and I started my career working at a company that offered PACE financing. And that's property assessed clean energy. So it's a form of financing for energy and water efficient home improvement projects. But I was working more on the homeowner side, helping them find reputable contractors because they were overwhelmed trying to find a trustworthy contractor on their own. But after a few years of working with homeowners, I started working with Get the Referral. There was a tiny team with just 4 people, including myself. But this time I was working on the other side of things. So I was working with contractors directly. And that was about 7 years ago. So I've been with GTR ever since. I think July is going to be the 7 year mark here. Uh,
Woohoo.
Thank you. But I quickly switched. I started from customer experience, I think, for like 2 or 3 days, and then quickly moved into sales. So I went to from a account executive to a senior AE to a team lead. And now I'm the sales manager over here. And it's been an incredible experience to see how much has changed over these 7 years. I was telling the story the other day. I remember we had a whiteboard and we were trying so hard to get to 75 customers. It was, a handwritten whiteboard with all of our customers on there. And now we have, over 25 employees and over 600 customers across the country, and we're helping them get more referrals. So it's been a really exciting ride.
Yeah, I think that our journeys are kind of parallel in that respect. Like when I started at Engage, we were kind of in the same boat where we had like 12 customers in home improvement. And we were like, wait a second, I know like this industry needs us. And now we're at about the same place. It's really exciting to talk to somebody else who's been on that journey from that small team, really kind of like guerrilla style customer acquisition to where you are today, where you're such a dominant force in the industry. And I do want, just for our customers who don't know what Get the Referral is, can you just give us that quick, like 30-second overview of what you guys do so they understand why I'm asking you these really specific questions about sales?
For sure. Yeah. So what we do is we build out branded mobile apps for companies to help them generate more referrals from their customers and what we call advocates. So friends and family and people within the network. So we build out a branded app that allows that company to have their logos and their colors and their branding front and center on their customers' phones. And that way they can not only follow along with their customer journey, but they can have the real estate on their customer's phone to stay top of mind with them long after their project is complete and continue to ask for referrals, not just right at the point of sale, but 6 months down the road, a year, 2 years, and staying top of mind and staying in front of people is really that key element that helps you to amplify those referrals.
Yeah. And I do want to tell our customers for full disclosure, we actually use Get the Referral here at Engage. We believe in the product that much that we actually use it ourselves. So definitely a great product for this industry. So, Erika, you talked about having this like kind of sort of like unconventional journey into your role at Get the Referral. You've got a diverse career journey. How have those experiences shaped your approach to sales management at Get the Referral? Like, how do you approach being in this role of leadership?
That's a good question. I would say, there was definitely an adjustment going from working for a company that had, 500 plus employees to, like we said, being a team of 4 or 5 at a startup. And it's definitely an eye-opening experience to see how many hats you have to wear and how much collaboration is really required when you're part of such a small team. But those two opposing experiences kind of helped me better identify, I think, my personal approach to sales management, kind of taking a little bit of the best of both worlds and putting them together. And really, the main guidepost that I like to follow is to focus on the process and not just the outcome. And by focusing our energy on the process, which is really providing the most value possible for our customers, rather than just focusing on the outcome of trying to get more customers, we're able to work more closely with our customers and really apply their feedback to constantly improve our platform. So that kind of helped us grow our business more organically because we're taking direct feedback from our customers, we're applying it for them, and they're seeing that result and they're seeing the success in that. So it helps them kind of spread the word about GTR. But I like to apply that same principle in my management strategy. So rather than only focusing on how many sales the team is getting, we really focus on the controllable inputs instead. So we put our energy into really providing a more consultative experience and really tailoring our presentation to the prospect's needs rather than kind of just presenting our product and hoping it sticks. So our goal isn't really just to bring on any customer, it's really to bring on the right customers that are going to be successful. So we want to make sure that we're focusing not just on bringing on anybody aboard, but bringing on the right people where this is going to be a mutual win-win.
I feel like that probably aligns really well with the goals your customers have too, because they are number one, many of our customers are wearing multiple hats in their business. They're if they're a sales manager, they're doing training, they're coaching their teams, they're doing all these other things. But they're also trying to find that customer who is willing to buy premium products. Our customers all sell premium products. So I feel like that probably really aligns with them.
Absolutely. It's a very kind of fun experience getting to sell to people who sell because you kind of get that instant connection and understand each other a little bit more, which kind of makes the whole process a little bit easier on both ends.
So, Erica, you have been part of really growing your team at Get the Referral. You've been like boots on the ground growing this sales team. So, based on your experience, what are some essential qualities that you believe every successful salesperson should possess? And how do you cultivate those traits within your team at Get the Referral?
Yeah, that was a big topic for us when we were trying to bring on more people. What traits do we want these people to have on our team? And I think working in the industry for a while now, persistence, adaptability, those are things that are really important. But one thing that I kind of found on my own journey is that self confidence is really important as well. And a lot of people say like self motivation, but I don't know that that paints the full picture because it's kind of hard to be motivated if you're not confident in what you're doing. So I had read a book a lot of people know about, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he says lack of confidence kills more dreams than lack of ability. And I definitely agree with that. So I think it's really important to help cultivate that self confidence, both personally and professionally. And one of the ways that that author, James Clear, talks about doing that is by setting realistic goals and breaking those down into smaller, actionable steps and then actually following through on those small steps. And every time you do that, it builds more and more self confidence that you can follow through on the goals that you're setting. So, going back to what I kind of mentioned earlier, by focusing on the process and not just the outcome, that's a really big driver to help cultivate this. Because if you're outcome based, the result is black or white. You either get the sale or you don't. And if you don't, it can cause even the most seasoned sales rep to lose a little bit of confidence in themselves. But when we shift our mindset to be a little bit more process based and focusing on doing our best for the customer in that moment, that is really where we see a difference. And there's a lot more room to celebrate the little wins and to continue to grow that confidence, both individually and as a team. So now that we're no longer focused on just selling the platform and bringing on anybody that, might want to work with us, it sort of just sells itself. And since we adopted this mindset, our team has achieved over 100% of their quota for 4 out of the 5 months so far. So definitely exciting to see that grow.
Wow. So, you talked a little bit about kind of the journey that you've had with building up the customer base at GTR. And I'm curious if you could share with us some strategies or methodologies that you found really effective in fostering strong customer relationships to actively drive that kind of sustainable business growth.
Yes, for sure. And to be honest, we kind of found it all really starts at the point of sale. And by building trust with our customers, we do that by providing honest and transparent expectations from day one and then following through on those. And while our customers do see a lot of success, it's not really a matter of, signing on the dotted line and then all of a sudden the referrals just come in. At least not at first. There is some work to be done up front to make sure that we're setting our customers up for success. And it's really critical that we share with them that they do have to put a little bit of work in up front in order to really see the success our customers are seeing. So it's not just about setting proper expectations. It's really about kind of following through with them, making sure that we're delivering on the things that we promise. And it does take a little bit of handholding at the beginning. When we bring on a new customer, we see it as if we're entering a new partnership together. And a partnership implies that, it's a mutually beneficial relationship and both parties are going to hold each other accountable to make sure that either they reach that desired income. So that's really what, or that desired outcome. But that's why our customer success team is so dedicated to making sure our customers are successful. And over the last couple of years, we put a lot more of a focus on the customer success team and our onboarding and implementation, as well as our check-ins with our customers. When we were a small team of 4, we didn't necessarily have the resources to check in with every customer every month and make sure that they were successful. But as we grew the team, we really put that focus on customer success and making sure that, again, not only do we bring on the right customers, but we give them the tools that they need to be successful. But it all comes down to setting those right expectations with the customer from day one.
Yeah, something we keep hearing as we talk to folks in this tech space serving home improvement is that it's really important to like set those expectations up front that these solutions don't build themselves. That if you want a solution that's going to grow your business, you are going to have to invest some time and like there's going to be a champion
Yes.
at your company. There's got to be somebody who's owning implementation to ensure that this product that you've invested time and money into is actually going to help to grow your business over time. If you want to see the results, you got to put a little equity in.
Oh, absolutely. A little sweat equity in there for
Yeah.
sure.
And I think that's something, again, our customers can really understand because they're putting at literally they are putting equity into people's houses
Yeah.
with their replacement remodeling, with the products that they're installing. So speaking of, what our customers are doing out in the field, everything is really competitive right now. I mean, we're hearing from customers that they are talking to homeowners who are getting 3, 4, 5 bids for every single job. We know that competition is just fierce at this point for the folks that we work with. So in today's like hyper competitive landscape, how do you think businesses can stay ahead of the curve in understanding and meeting the evolving needs and preferences of modern customers? They're talking to people who are on their phones all day long. They're talking to people whose lives look significantly different than customers' lives looked, 10 years ago. Are there any specific trends or shifts that you've observed?
That's a really great point because, I've been doing this at GTR for about 7 years and the feedback and the objections that I got 5, 6, 7 years ago are completely different than the ones we hear today. It used to be that contractors and home improvement companies were really worried that no one would even use an app, and they didn't think people would, want to be on their phones that often. And really after COVID and that the whole pandemic, that really shifted a lot of people's mindsets on, how important and how critical it is to kind of have that real estate on someone's phone and how powerful that can be. So I totally agree that the trends for customers have really shifted over the last few years. Technology is huge. People want to know what is going on with their project. They don't want to be spending 20, 30, $40,000 and feel like they might not be in the loop. They want to know, hey, what's coming next? They want to have that transparency. They want to feel like they're communicated with. But those things aren't necessarily new, but the way that companies can do that has changed. That's why we focus specifically on a mobile app and utilizing things like push notifications for communication. Those have a 97% read rate. Emails, have 5 to 10%. So there's a lot more effective and efficient ways that companies can be communicating with their customers, and really staying in front of them and staying top of mind with them long after that project is complete. And the way that we've kind of figured this out is by just asking our customers. Back when we first created this platform, it was very simplistic. It was, a couple of buttons and, that was all we really offered. But as time went on, we asked our customers, what will make your customers more likely to download this app? What will make them engage with this more often? And by adding different features like project management, like a Domino's pizza tracker for their roofing project, or solar panel monitoring, resources, writing a review, as we added these features, we found that their customers were engaging with the app more, which meant they were getting more referrals and seeing a higher ROI. So for us, just by asking our customers and then really being able to pivot and adapt what we provide and how we provide that is how we're able to, kind of stay up to date and help our customers stay up to date with their customers as well.
Yeah, I like calling out there that you have to be on the device that they're using.
Yep,
People are on their phones. That's the device that's with them 24/7. They might go on their computer for work, but if you want to catch them for personal things, you got to be on their phone. It makes so much sense.
absolutely.
So, we know that all of our customers are really looking for ways to be able to leverage referrals. They know referrals close at a higher rate. They know that they spend more with them, the higher average ticket. They're going to refer more people if they're happy. It's a cycle that just provides more revenue to businesses. So, could you provide some insights into how Get the Referral supports businesses in leveraging referrals effectively? What sets your approach apart and how does it contribute to the success of your customers?
Absolutely. So I think it all kind of comes down to how we actually got started. And that was because our founder had a home improvement company and he created the very first version of this app for himself and his own business. And once he found success with it personally, he realized, hey, if I need this, other companies might need this too. So from there, we were able to grow, but we really stayed within the home improvement or home services space. So our approach is very specific to this industry. We're not just a company that's helping, anybody get referrals, retail companies and online and, restaurants and things like that. We are specifically focused on home improvement and home services. And what we found is that the problem with referrals is, I mean, everybody wants more of them. Like you say, we all know the statistics about why they're so great, but there's so many places where things can fall through the cracks. Even when someone has the best intentions and they want to tell all their friends and family about how great their roofer was, they might not remember that company name off the top of their head 6 months later when they're talking to their neighbor. They might not have their business card handy. And even in the best case scenario, they might remember their roofer's name and phone number off the top of their head, but they're not going to, hunt their neighbor down and constantly ask, hey, did you call that roofer? Did you call that roofer? Did you call that roofer? So, to be honest, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And on top of that, on top of the room for human error that exists, if a company doesn't have an automated system to manage and track and really pay out these referral rewards, there's so many opportunities that are being missed. So, what we do is really remove those barriers by automating and streamlining the referral process with a branded mobile app. So, let's pretend we're working with a company called, ABC Roofing. Their app would be fully branded with logos and images and their colors and all of their company branding. And they'd have every one of their customers download the app right at the point of sale. And the reason that they can do this is because it's not just a referral app. That's what it used to be when we started, but it's become a one stop shop customer app. So now this homeowner can follow along with their project and their experience with ABC Roofing every step of the way. And as I mentioned, they can get updates on their project through their own little Domino's pizza tracker. They can access their documents. They can communicate with their contractor instantly throughout the process. They can write reviews. They can share on social media. So the idea is that ABC Roofing now gets this really valuable real estate on the customer's phone right from day one. So now they're able to stay in front of people and stay top of mind long after that project is complete. So instead of a customer telling one or two people about their project right when it's done, they can continue to remind that customer, hey, we're going to reward you for referrals every few months. And it keeps it top of mind with them. So if they are talking to someone who needs to use your services, they can easily refer them right through the mobile app. So it's not necessarily that referrals themselves are revolutionary, but the way that GTR helps companies get referrals is. Other companies might do branded email or text campaigns or like a landing page or a link. Some people do, physical gift baskets, but those don't really drive results in the same way. And the difference, again, is staying in front of people and making the process as easy as possible. Instant gratification is everything. But we've kind of perfected this process now, and we have customers that see over 100x ROI in their first year. But on average, we're saying our customers see about 18x ROI in their first year with us. So definitely seeing a lot of great results from kind of taking a slightly different approach than what a lot of people do when it comes to referrals.
Yeah, I feel like they probably also see a lot of repeat customers with that transparency. Like if you need another product installed in your home and you know that ABC Roofing also does siding, who are you going to call? The person who's on your phone is probably the person you're going to call to get that job done.
Absolutely. And it helps leads to a better overall experience, which means more positive 5-star reviews out there.
Mhm.
That's another part of our app that we can help with more, organic word of mouth. So there's a lot that can come from it, not just referrals, but that's really the driving force behind what we do.
So before we wrap up, I have one question that everybody has to answer who comes on the podcast. And that is, what is one trend that every business owner or sales manager should really be focused on this year?
Yes. So this is a big topic of conversation for us at our office too. And what we've kind of broken it down to is that we really see the trend is kind of getting back to basics. We're hearing a lot of customers and other people in the industry talk about how, the COVID boom is over. And a lot of people saw tremendous growth during that time. And a lot of leads were coming in for contractors. So a lot of people kind of felt that that momentum was going to just continue on. But there's a lot of factors out there with the economy and the new TCPA consent laws. And, there's a lot of unknowns right now. So the trend that the industry is seeing is that the cost of leads are just continuing to go up and up. So we found that the contractors that are really going to thrive are people who can adapt to the changes that are happening in the economy and industry. And when I talk about getting back to basics, what I mean is kind of getting back to the core of what helped make that company successful to begin with. And usually that's really providing great experience to their customers and getting more growth through word of mouth and through referrals. A lot of companies will say that's how their business got started was through, friends and family telling other people about their company. So, we wanted to kind of see what's changed, right? But with leads being more expensive than ever, referrals are really the name of the game right now. You can't just assume that when you finish one job, the next one is going to be waiting. So you have to be proactive and not just reactive. And that's especially true when it comes to referrals. You had kind of mentioned a couple of stats why referrals are so great. And, people who get referred are more likely to refer someone. People that are acquired through a referral, they spend almost 200% more than an average customer. There's so many reasons why referrals are so great. And this is why people are getting back to the basics and really focusing on that organic growth through referrals more than ever before. And, of course, we're excited to see this trend since we're all about helping companies supercharge their referral programs and do it in the way that's going to be, again, a win-win for both people there.
Yeah, we've been seeing this a lot too. Getting back to basics, like making sure that your sales team knows how to position all of these elements of the sale really well. Do they know how to get people to download that app on their phone at the point of sale? Making sure they know how to do great product demos. Like things just don't sell themselves anymore. It's really like you have to have those fundamental skills to be able to pivot with the changing economy and to be able to meet these challenges as they come. And I love that. I love that messaging. Get back to basics, get back to what made your business successful in the first place.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely agree.
Well, Erika, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to have you on. I'm really happy we're able to get your message out to more of our customers. If they are curious about Get the Referral, where can they go to get more information?
They can just go to getthereferral.com. And if they're interested in learning more, they can request a demo. We can, take them through a 30-minute or so screen share of the platform. Like I said, really tailor it to their business and see if this might be a good fit for them.
Awesome. Thank you, Erika, for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
Thanks for listening to the Engaged podcast. Be sure to visit engaged.io for more information on how to create, share, and measure your way to success. If you love the Engaged podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen to podcasts. Until next time.